Yo, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy SalvationsElite, and we are back with a video, guys. Today we are talking about Black Ops 4. As you know, probably a few of you may have heard about. Black Ops 4 it got revealed this week, and there's a lot of exciting news. We got the gameplays finally for Black Ops 4, and man, I cannot be more excited. I know there's been a lot of reactions. There's been some people who are like,
"Oh, just Black Ops 3 remastered. Oh no, it's the same trash as always. Oh, just remastered. MW2, don't bring this crap to us."
No, that's not how it works. Black Ops 4 is here, baby, and we are going to talk about competitive Call of Duty and what that means for the competitive scene in general. I'm literally like beyond pumped for it. I kind of recorded my reaction to it when it was originally getting revealed, but it was too long and like I didn't really want to edit it up. It wasn't that exciting, so I don't really have much of a reaction though. But for real though, I think Black Ops 4 is going to bring so many new and exciting features to Call of Duty, and I think the battle royales can only help Call of Duty. It seems like they're going to be extremely supportive of the competitive communities. At least that's the original vibe I'm getting here, especially when they started talking about Overwatch and how Overwatch has done their competitive play and how they set up their games. League play returning. I think there's going to be a lot of hype around competitive Call of Duty, and I cannot wait to see what's in store for Black Ops 4. So what we're talking about today is kind of what I think the trajectory of Black Ops 4 competitive could be like. Potential changes like 5v5. Could franchising come into play? Could we see new game modes? Kind of that's what we're all talking about today. So at the end of the day, I'm really excited for it. Again, I've said like multiple times already this video, I think Black Ops 3 was a fantastic Call of Duty. It really was. And I personally love specialists. I think specialists bring a really unique aspect to Call of Duty, and it really allows for some awesome individual plays in competitive. In this style of competitive, it's going to allow for a lot of really team-oriented pushes and another level of competitive communication and team play needed to win. So I think it's going to be an amazing competitive game. It's already looking that way. So the next question would be, is it going to be 4v4 or 5v5? At the beta, all teams were 5v5, and that was in normal pub settings. So just playing normal pubs games, they were playing 5v5s. And with how the specialists work right now, it would make a lot of sense to be able to have that kind of 5v5 action in competitive. And honestly, I'm probably on board for it to be 5v5. I know it would cause a huge disruption in the competitive scene with rosters and changes and how that would work, but that's why I believe if there was ever to be a time to do franchising in Call of Duty, this year would be the year to do it. So for those of you who don't know what franchising is when organizations pay to be a part of the league. So teams would pay to be part of the CWL. It would change up how season 1, season 2 is worked, where like there wouldn't really be the qualifiers per se. The seeding would just be decided by the LAN events, and the LAN events could still have open bracket teams that would play in the pool play with the pro teams, which would allow for, you know, younger players or newer players to get some sort of visibility on the big time scenes in pool play and in the championship bracket and whatnot. Then you still have the organizations that are paying to be a part of the CWL, which would bring a lot of stability to the league, and you'd be able to have a draft. So usually how that would work is each team's allowed probably 2 captains per team. So OpTic, maybe they would choose, you know, Scumpii and Crim would be their captain, and then there's a draft throughout all how many pro teams there are, 16 pro teams, and it's a draft just like the NFL, the NBA, the MLB. You have this draft and you're picking your players throughout that time, and I think it would be an awesome spectacle. It would create for a lot of really interesting storylines, new teams, really interesting organizational, you know, dynamics there. And I mean, I'm all in for that. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. There's been rumors through, you know, the MLG scene that franchising has been on the horizon for a while, that it's only a matter of time till franchising actually happens. I mean, League of Legends, we've finally seen how well that works. We've seen how successful Overwatch has been with what they've done with their league. And I think Call of Duty needs to kind of level up into that new age of competitive Call of Duty. And that would be a huge blessing, I think, for a lot of the competitive scene, and bring a lot of stability to the scene, which is something that Call of Duty's needed for a long time. So I guess the next thing to talk about is that Control was one of the new game modes in the first gameplay that people were able to play. This game mode, if you guys haven't seen it yet, is basically like a headquarters-esque hardpoint mixed with search and destroy. So there's 2 hardpoints basically that you have to capture, and they're captured like domination points. And your team only has a set amount of lives, which is basically like 25 lives. Both teams only have 25 lives, and either you can eliminate the other team or you can capture the points, and that's how you win. It's a really interesting mix. I thought it was really fun to watch, and it could definitely be a competitive mode. The issue is the pros are always going to be slow about these things. The pros hate changing competitive Call of Duty. They hate having new things in competitive COD. especially the older guys like Ace and, you know, all the older guys in general. I don't really want to call out just Ace, but a lot of the older players just really have a tough time wanting to adapt to the newer styles of esports and the new styles of competitive Call of Duty. And I would love to see some new interesting things in competitive Call of Duty, and Control could definitely be one of them. Black Ops 4 could be a fantastic competitive game. The gameplay itself just seems to be extremely interesting. The maps, I mean, from what we've seen so far, look pretty good. I'm excited to see what else they bring to the table when it comes to the maps, but right now they look pretty decent. 5v5 could change up competitive Call of Duty in a lot of ways, and it would, you know, it would make it a lot tougher. But I still would be extremely interested to see what 5v5 would look like. I'm all in for it. I'd be down to do that. Franchising could really be exactly what Call of Duty needs to get back to the top of esports and be one of the elite esports titles again. It's been a while since that's been the case. Black Ops 2 and Ghost, it was pretty successful in one of the top ones, but since then we've seen so many games rise to the top that, you know, Call of Duty's kind of fallen out of that limelight. They need something back, and Black Ops 4 could definitely be what that is. I'm really excited for the Battle Royale as well. I know that's not really competitive related. That's something I'm so excited for. I can't wait to see all the content that can be made in competitive Call of Duty as well as Battle Royale. I mean, that's exactly what I'm hoping for, and I could not be more excited for Black Ops 4, as I've already said like 7 times this video. So I know this video is kind of short, a little vague, but I just wanted to give you a scope of what competitive Call of Duty could potentially look like. And I mean, there's a lot of directions it could go, and obviously it's really early. I'm sure I'll make another video similar to this in a few months, probably like 3 or 4 months, when we actually really have a good solid idea of what Black Ops 4 is going to be like. But with that said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Share the video if you guys really enjoy it. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot, and I love seeing all the new faces down below. There's been so many of you guys that are new around here, and I really do appreciate seeing you guys down in the comments. But as always, guys, I'm your boy SalvationsElite, and we'll see you next time. I'm absolute fire. Absolute. He's absolute fire. There's one in new. I'm gonna push gate. All right, you picked him up. Yep. Now there's gonna be one in mid, probably one on stairs.